Hey, look who that is behind me there. It's my
Hello.
baby. I want to spin you a yarn. I want to tell you a tale. And it's something that I wrestle with quite a bit. And I'm learning. Like, I'll get there. Before I'm getting way ahead of myself. I had to be about 15 years old. And I was living in Michigan, Detroit. I lived on Woodmont. My best friend at the time, his name was Doremus France. Shout out to Doremus, who did not die in the war. I was happy to hear that. On his block was a redhead girl, which is rare, especially for black folks. You don't see redheaded black folks. Like, wow. She was light skinned. Her name was Shannon. She's just the kind of person whom I wish I could remember her last name so I could look her up, because I'd really like to know what Shannon's doing now. Well, Shannon was a cute girl, and I decided we were cool, we were friends. So I sat down with her one day, and I gave her a list of valid, reasonable, logic excuses on why we should be together. And she heard me out, and she's like, okay, yeah, that's great. I'm just not interested. And I was like, well, how could you not? Like, I've got this, I've got that, I do this, I do that. Logically speaking, we'd be awesome together. She's just like, no, I'm not interested. And that always bothered me. Like, really? Like, my logic is sound. Like, the shit's valid, but sometimes things just aren't about logic or feelings. It's about, oh, well, it's not about, it's literally just about how you feel. And here was a person who just wasn't interested in me. So you fast forward now to the future, well, more the present. This is my wife here. And I can admit to doing some sneaky, dastardly, underhanded shit. And when I say I can confess to doing them, this is me openly confessing to you that I will actively do it whenever and as much ever as I need to get it done. Like, I make no qualms about it. I can be a bad guy. I can do horrible, horrible things. But at the end of the day, my goal is to make sure that it was her choice. You have to choose to be here. You have to want to be with me. And while I will say that I have done things to paint myself in a picture or to portray myself to her in a certain way, the way I was trying to show her I am, that's actually me. But because she was blinded by, insert excuse here, the Bible, her mother's approval, what her friends would think, what her family, and whatever excuse you want to use, she wouldn't see it. So I had to do things to make her see. I had to go above and beyond to show her. So everything I've shown my wife is me. It's real. It's all me. Oh, I burped and it was alcohol.
Isn't it the way?
Oh, oh.
Sorry, I can relate.
So my point is, here we are, almost 5 years of marriage. Really? I mean, we can't say almost 5 years. We really just hit our 4-year mark this year, and that was a couple of months ago. But here we are, happy, blissfully happy, just a happy-go-lucky, and here's where I wanted to go. This is what I really wanted to, this is what I've been wrestling with, and this is what I need to learn how to accept. I just blatantly confessed to my wife that I can be evil. I'm an evil asshole. I'm a cold, heartless prick who has no problem talking about fat people or ugly people or fat ugly people, or just, there was this one time I was working at Kmart, and it was just so rare. A Muslim guy walked in, and I had never seen an actual Muslim dude before. So from my perspective, as childish as it was, I was like 19, 20 years old, and I'm dying laughing. From my perspective, here's a 20-year-old dude working at McDonald's, at Kmart, behind the register. And here's this old man with a nappy beard and a dress and sandals. And I thought it was the most hilarious thing. I mean, I'm calling people in other departments. Hey, dude, in aisle 7, there's a dude wearing a dress. I mean, that's just traditional.
They were funny.
And, you know, and to my credit, they was like, oh, yeah, he's funny as shit. I saw him. Ha, ha, ha. But it was just...
Can't do that now.
They can't do that now. Oh, no. Islamophobia. Some shit.
Llama, is that a real thing?
Yeah, Islamophobia is a thing.
Llamaphobia.
No, Islamophobia.
Oh, I thought you said llamaphobia. Like you're
no,
just
not
scared
like
of
I'm not afraid of llamas.
I bet that's the thing.
Llama face. So here's what I'm wrestling with now, and sadly, it's a quote from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but that's not where I'm going with this.
Mm-hmm.
There is no good. There is no bad. There is power. And there's the people who know how to use it. I have power. I'm good at what I do. If I want to convince this bitch the sky's purple, I'm going to find a way to put purple tinted lenses on her eyes in her sleep. So that she wake up, everything looks purple. Like, there's nothing I would not do to accomplish my goals. That's a skill. That's a power. And I have it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing to feel ashamed of. It's nothing to feel bad for. It's a skill that I possess, and I use it. This woman here is the woman of my dreams. Let me be very clear. This woman is everything I have ever needed a woman to be, and then some. She is my better half. She is my best friend. She is my tag team partner, as indicated by the championship belts that sit next to our bed.
Oh, it's super messy.
No, you can't see hers. Yes, see, it's right there. It's right above the lamp, but behind the fan. Anyway, this is my partner in all things. But I'm a sadistic motherfucker. But that's just power. That's just, here's something that needs to get done. Do it. Here's a goal. Accomplish it. And I do. Every single time. Every fucking time. Like, we've been doing this, what? 10 years? Every time it works out. Every time somebody tries to set us back, we get over it. We get past it. Whether it's my family, my friends, her friends, church, it don't matter. We get it done. We make it work. And that's because I'm not afraid to do whatever I have to do to make it work. And I used to be really concerned. My fear was I had tricked her, or I had convinced her to do something that she didn't want to do, and she would be happier somewhere else. I wondered if I was depriving her of a life she could have had. But she chose me. She chose me because of who I am. She chose me because of who I am, because at the heart of it, I just wanted to be with her. I just wanted to make her happy. I just wanted to be her husband. I did that. I did some underhanded shit so she could see it, but I was never underhanded with my intention. And I was never underhanded with with execution, absolutely. But the goal, that was always sincere. I'm in love with this woman. Completely, wholly. There is no part of me that doesn't love every single part of her. All of it. Top to bottom, head to toe. From that one little hair that never quite comes up. See?
No, seriously.
Oh my God, I love her. To the bottom of her foot, and she got that one little itty bitty ass pinky toe. Like, I fucking love this woman. You know it's true. Your pinky toe is tiny. It's just tiny.
Can you just show me where the hair is?
There's no hair, honey.
So you're lying.
I was
now.
literally.
You're being
That's
underhanded.
an expression.
Example.
The top of my head to the bottom of my feet. That's an expression.
No. You said there's a little hair that never quite curls or goes down or something. You said. Can you just show me where?
There's none. Look, I'm balding. What are you talking about hair?
You lied to me now.
I did. But I love you.
Yeah.
Nigga,
I don't know. That's not a lie. You're catfishing me.
Nigga, that's power. That's power. I decided it was something that I wanted, and I willed it into existence. I was 34 years old, who had no clue what this power was and how it worked. But you know what I did? Got on the phone with a girl across the country and said, hey, guess what? I'm gonna marry you. No, I ain't marrying you. There were times when she would come see me and she'd be like, I'm not going in the bedroom with you because you know what's gonna happen. We can't do that. I'm with Darren now. I'm in a relationship and I'm happy. I just came to bring you your stuff back and to tell you we can be friends. We can never be together. We are just friends. Now, 10 minutes later, we were having sex on the side of the house. So that's not the point.
Wow.
It's not the point. But the point is,
on the side of the house?
Yeah, you remember we did it on the side of Wendy's house?
Yeah, I remember that, but you couldn't think of a better example. No, we cannot go to the room to have sex. Let's go on the side of the house outside in winter.
Was it winter?
It was winter.
Well, winter in California.
Not only that, not only was it winter, but you made me wear that little schoolgirl skirt.
Ooh. Hey, you came over to break up with me and then we had sex. Like,
I just wanted you to see what you were going to be missing.
Oh, yeah, and I saw what I was going to be missing. Then I married her. How's the relationship with Darren working out?
It's going really great. Thank you very much.
Did you ever stop counting? Still counting now.
I got to get to bed. I've got a meeting in the morning.
Oh, yeah. You know, you want to get some rest because he might want to go to the little secret location downtown so he can just think with you.
Yeah, because he goes there every night.
He goes there just to clear his mind.
Yeah, we actually never went, though.
Of course not.
We kind of just drove around.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah. No, seriously. He was legitimately upset that we did not have the sex.
Poor thing. Oh, I'm so...
Actually, I had to get your permission to go, remember?
Oh,
and you went to stay on the phone with me the whole time?
And I did.
Until I hung up and you flew me up.
Boy.
You were so mad. I think I did that on purpose. I want you to think something happened. I liked your attention.
Man.
See, you always talk about the underhanded shit that you did. I was kind of a cunt. I was a lot of a
Can we
cunt.
just agree that we're both underhanded, sneaky bastards?
Yes.
To get what we want?
Yes.
I can confess to rubbing off on you. Because this wasn't you.
Okay, but I'm going to stop you. I hear you. And the way I am now, a lot of that has come from you rubbing off on me. But there are things that I have done, like when we were just like dating, that maybe I told you about. Some things I'm sure I haven't told you about. That was all just me. So for all the stuff that you did to get my attention and draw me in, I have my share of things that I did to get your attention and draw you in. I know what you're going to say. You never had to do anything to get my attention. But there was a certain kind of attention I wanted from you.
I get it. I absolutely get that. I could be laying in bed with you, and you be laying on my chest, and I'd be like, "Oh, this bitch ain't paying me no attention. Why you not rubbing on my chest hair? Why you know how your leg wrapped around my leg?" But then when I rub on his chest hair, he's like, "Good, itchy." Like, I'm so weird. So let's just admit now, right now, to each other and the world, we just sneaky bastards. Hey, dog, Wonder Twin powers, activate. That's just who we are. Like, that's, at the end of the day, it's just with each other. And, like, I can't even feel bad about it. The other day, it was last Friday, as a matter of fact, I pre-gamed because I knew it was the last day. No, it wasn't the last day. It was the week before that. I had a week to go for work. And I had a little bit of weed while I was at work, which probably not the smartest. And I remember being in the radio, and I took the speaker in the radio. I took the speaker in the shower with me to listen to music. And Eminem's Rap God came on. And I was like, oh, I don't feel like going to get out and change it. Fuck it, I'll listen to it. And over the course of that 5 minutes, I got into it, and it was just like, this motherfucker is telling my whole life story. It's like, I'm just so fucking good at what I do. What the fuck is that? No. I'm just good at what I do. Every now and then, I just gotta dust off the fucking power and show you why I'm the man. Cause you know, it's always some dude who looking at my girl's booty. We be at the store, and and you see him wanting to say something. It's so cute, and he be like, And he just walk off, or the dude look at me, like, yeah, that's me. That's me right there. All that's me.
I never noticed.
Oh yeah. So every now and then I have to use my powers for good. But dude, at the end of the day, it's just power. Power to have what I want and the power to keep what I want. Who wouldn't want that?
Why do you feel the need to use your power to keep the things that you want? Because I'm here. You don't. There's nothing. Honestly, right now, you can just turn into an absolute douche. I'm never leaving you.
I know. But, every now and then I gotta dust it off.
When was the last time you had to dust it off for me and not to show someone else for me,
Okay. I'll answer this question, but I need to be very specific.
Mm-hmm.
It's the question you're asking me. When was the last time I had to use my power to, from your perspective, keep you interested in being with me?
No, I'm asking because if I may be bold, I would assume that you haven't had to use that in a long time. What I'm asking is, when's the last time you had to use your power when it had anything to do with me? Not
anything to do with you?
Not like the example you gave with like a guy at a store, but like I have to do what I do for my woman, whether it's putting up a filter for me or keeping everything. I don't know exactly how you do what you do. I just know that you do it. So when's the last time you had to use your willpower for my benefit? Or I don't know how to word that.
Now, I'll answer that question. It's so weird because I'm looking at you, but I'm looking at you here. But when I look at you here, my eyes look like they cocked to the side, so it's kind of like. But if I look here, then I'm looking like just here.
I never look at the actual. It seems weird.
It's like, so I'm looking at that, and that's cool. But now I don't feel like I'm talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll answer your question, but understand I will not elaborate on the answer.
Why?
Okay,
can I ask you a question before you answer that question?
Sure.
Will you not elaborate because it can backfire what you've already done?
Yes.
Oh.
My evil deeds are my own.
That makes me a lot more curious. Can I at least get a date-ish around when you last had to? Well, I guess I did ask you when you had.
Look, I will absolutely answer the question. I can tell you the last time that I had to use my power for evil, for anything that benefited you.
Okay, come on.
Anything. You sure you want the answer to this? Because I won't elaborate. I'll just give you the answer. Is that what you want?
Okay.
Okay, if you assume that now technically it's after midnight, it's Monday.
You did it yesterday?
No, I'm saying after midnight. It's technically after midnight, so technically it's Monday.
But I feel like you only say technically it's Monday without... Okay, just go ahead. I'm sorry.
Saturday. You can think about it all you want, but
Wait, but can I ask you something? If I...
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
What if I already know?
Then you know what? Then we can continue to keep this quiet secret between us.
Can I admit something to you?
Sure.
I may not know what that thing is, but I know a lot of stuff.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
But I don't say anything because it's like, one, maybe I'm wrong. And two, even if I am right and it's all a lie, the fact that it came out your mouth, it automatically makes it truth for me. So it doesn't really matter if it was originally a truth or a lie. Once you said it, it's just like, okay. Okay. All right. I'm with you.
Okay.
I got you.
I'm glad.
And what's funny is I knew, but it was just like, Daddy said otherwise. So I'm just going to go with that.
Okay. That's fine with me. That's absolutely fine with me.
Mm-hmm.
But no, and I say this to you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I do is for you. I've never had a malicious bone in my body for you.
Mm-hmm.
I will never do anything that will hurt you. Everything I have ever done is to love you and to let you love me and build you up into the woman I knew you were. Nothing more, nothing less. Every single time.
Do you think I'm the woman that
You are
that I
more than.
do? Do you think that I'll be more in years to come?
Yes, I do. I do. I mean, and that's every facet of your life too. Like everything. Like because now you think for yourself and you do things for yourself, you will be a better person. Not that you're a bad person now. It's just an expression.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever said this to you on camera. So, hey, here's the first time you've ever heard me say it on camera. Mark the day in your calendar.
No, wait, what's today?
It is the 10th, technically.
March. Okay.
One day, I'm going to ask for your forgiveness.
You've asked me this on camera.
Have I?
Yes.
You sure?
You've asked me this on camera. Well, you told me this on camera, and you told me this several times in person. And I know one day you're gonna come to me and you're gonna ask me for your forgiveness for something that you did that was wrong. And
look, and
like
I want you to know, I'm not
you,
even asking for clean slate. I'm not saying, oh, okay,
let's pretend it didn't happen.
If we need to take months or years to work through it, fine. But know that I have you on record as saying I will work through it with you.
Honey, I always tell you there's nothing you can do that would result in me leaving you, and I mean that. I don't believe there's anything that we can't work through. And maybe that is completely naive of me to say. I don't know. But that's the truth. And I hear you when you say that to me like at least once a month.
Do I?
Yeah.
I need to stop that.
I mean, it's okay.
I mean, it's not like I'm holding on to this one major thing or anything.
It's usually when you're under the influence, because what happens is you get really emotional. And I'll be honest, the first couple of times you said it to me, I was really nervous. Like, what is that supposed to mean? Because you get really, really like emotional and stuff when you get high. Like when you get in that moment, and when you say it, you almost have that look in your face, like I'm dying kind of deal. And so I take it like, oh crap. So the first couple of times you said it, I was a little concerned, like, what is he talking about? But then you had a pattern of saying it. And it's not that I didn't believe you any less than I did the first time you told me. But I think I know where you're coming from. And it's the kind of thing where it's like, everyone does things that they're not proud of or things they wish they can change. And while I look at you like you're my everything and you're basically my god, it's like you are still human. And I guess technically, if we're being technical here, you are capable of making mistakes, if that's what you want to call it. So if there ever comes a time where you feel as though you need my forgiveness for something, I promise you will have it. But I don't want that to be a fear that you have or something that's constantly in the back of your mind. Like,
no, it's not like every day I wake up like, oh my God, today is going to be the day everything falls apart and Yeah. No, it's none of that. It's just know that sometimes I got to do some shit. Like, sometimes I'm just in the midst of some shit. I just do.
Can I ask you something? When's the last time you did something that was so underhanded that it could have or could be a potential problem outside of our home? Okay. Outside of our circle, I'll say.
Ask me the question again.
When's the last time you had to do something underhanded that, what did I say? Something underhanded that could, I guess, backfire or cause an unfortunate consequence outside of our circle?
I'm going to answer this question and you're going to think I'm cocky. Never.
Okay, well then I will remind you about the example I gave earlier about the good and bad and about you and my ex in Walmart.
Okay.
So that could have potentially been, it could have led to a what's the word I'm looking for? Consequence that was outside of our circle.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in a sense, it kind of did in a way.
Okay.
So that's what I'm talking about. Like, not necessarily like with the law per se, but just something that can't be handled in the home, where it's just like, I have to do something. And now, as a result of what I did, there are consequences that could affect home life, or something that I have to handle that's not at home.
So, if I'm understanding your question correctly, what you're asking for is, have I done something underhanded, legitimate or otherwise, that if word were to get out that there could be problems outside of the home, i.e. police involvement, or say the FBI is looking into me and want to ask you a few questions.
I mean, it may not even be that extreme. It could be as simple as a person, people, a company, you know, maybe the law, I don't know. But my question is not have you ever, because I mean, let's be honest. The question is, when's the last time you had to? And also, if I may add a second question to that, when's the last time you had to, and was I aware when it needed to be done? You want me to hold that for you for a little bit? Because I can.
No, I'm okay.
Yeah, I will. Because I want you to relax.
Shit, my hand was falling asleep.
See, always lying.
There is, if for whatever reason, I'll answer that first. Let me tell you a story, because I need you to know where I am with this.
Mm-hmm.
I've alluded to this on camera before, and I'll never say the name of the company or anything like that. But once upon a time, I sucked a company dry. Like, dry.
You're bad.
I mean, it was to the point I was making $500-600 a day. Kari would say, "Dad, can I have money for lunch?" And I would give him $200 and say, "Bring me back my change." He would come back with a PSP and a game and be like, "I'm hungry." It's like, "All right, here's another 50. We were making money.
That's right, when we met.
Over fist. It was ridiculous.
And if I may interrupt you, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt your story. Actually, I do mean, because I actually did, but I'm sorry for interrupting your story.
Okay.
But I will say, even though it was underhanded, again, going back to how, going back to how everything is for a reason, you know?
Oh, it was
you
for
didn't
a
just
reason.
go and
I
steal
didn't want
PS4s.
Like, let's just go and embezzle money. That wasn't my plan.
Yeah, like it was
the
for a
goal
reason.
was to move. The
and
goal was
to
get out of Michigan. The goal was to send her money so things could be taken care of. It was to get here. I believe that from a legal standpoint, no. I mean, if you wanna count some of the underhanded shit that we've done. When I say underhanded, I mean like almost doing it in the bathroom at a Baskin Robbins,
or oral sex at a park
under a tree at the library,
where little kids were taking art classes.
Yeah.
Wow, did we just put all that out there?
We did. Or up against that wall downtown by the light rail station. Like,
or almost that time in the alley on our way to Safeway.
You wanted to.
Okay, I wanted to. I don't understand why you didn't.
Because I respect you too much to just have... And that would have been our first time.
No, it would not have been. That was long after.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like, we've done some shit.
Because I didn't want to, like, full on. I just wanted to give you oral.
Oh.
And you said, no, I respect you. You're a woman.
I do. I respect you.
This guy with all this respect.
If you don't want to count those times where if I was caught, you would be in juvenile for what you did and I would be under the jail.
Why would I be in juvenile?
You broke the law, dude. Like,
I guess it was public.
Like, public indecent, we could have both been registered as sex offenders if we had got caught doing half the shit. And these are just, that's not even half. Like,
you know what? It's so
nasty.
It's so messed up. I'm sure there are stories that we have both forgotten. And if reminded, we'll be like, oh, I forgot about that time.
On the bus?
on the bus
with the camera and
with
the pictures.
And
The bus driver's like, "What are you guys doing?" It's like, "We're done."
we were far done. Like we had been done for like 10 minutes. I was just laying on the show, so straight up back there. I was like, okay, dude, you missed the show.
That's real cute. So,
We are disgusting.
if you want to
light rail, okay, I'm stop.
Which time though? Like it's a lot of those. If you want to remove those, then the only time that I've done something that would have adversely affected us, not in the home, would be when we sucked that place dry.
No. That's not what I asked you, though. Because I know about that. I'm saying, when's the last time you had to do that? Or not that, but when's the last time you had to do something underhanded like that?
I mean, I guess after that, I guess you could count the Safeway incident when I tried to go get us food. I mean, you knew.
So there's been nothing since then?
Not to that magnitude, no.
Okay, not even if it's not to that magnitude.
Nope, nothing that would, outside of our home, be a big deal.
Even at work?
Even at work. Even, like, okay, I mean, technically the other day I took you in the truck and we went to Walmart. I'm not supposed to be transporting civilians. Yeah.
He called me a civilian.
Yeah.
I don't know why that makes
like
me
I still work there. Like I don't even work there no
civilian.
more.
It makes like suddenly I just feel like you're gonna like rip off your shirt. It's gonna be like this super daddy like thing going on.
I mean, technically coming home while I was at work on the clock and coming in here and bringing you food. I mean, stuff like that, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing that would adversely affect anything beyond us.
Okay.
Like, it's not like I've got this cavalcade of secrets that I'm just keeping from you. It's just every now and then I gotta put on the daddy hat and go to work.
When's the last time you lied to me?
Shit, dude, I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
I can't tell. It's like,
so you lie to me that often?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Like, honestly, dude, it's just sometimes when you'll be like, hey, what are you thinking about? And it's just, I don't want to be like...
No. When's the last time you lied to me? Not like, because I do that too. Like, hey, babe, what you thinking about? Oh, nothing, even though I was thinking about peanut butter. Like, when's the last... You know the difference between just a little cat lie, like... Is it... That's what
a
it's
cat
called?
lie?
A
little
white lie?
Where'd you get a cat from? How... Is it a white feline?
Shut up. A little cat lie. That's a thing now. I knew what I was saying.
A little cat.
A little cat lie.
You mean like a cat nap?
I think that is what I was going for. No, I knew I was going for a cat lie.
Cat lie.
You never heard that before?
No.
You're weird.
See, now you're lying.
Okay, it's the difference between a white lie and like, shit, I am going to have to tell a lie about this.
Like, not, does my ass look big in these jeans? No, of course not, dear. Your ass looks fine. No, you're not looking for that? Then I don't.
What about when it comes to like finances or just daddy stuff?
Nope, like financially, we don't.
Well, I only said financially because that's like a you area, but I just mean just anything daddy related. Has there ever been a time where it's like, you have to mislead me?
And it wasn't for the sake of, oh, I want to surprise you by bringing you home a cushy.
It was just, I need to lie to her for her own safety or for her own peace of mind. This is just not something she should be privy to.
I can honestly say that I think that dastardly underhanded shit and little white cat lies are two completely different categories. I do.
I agree.
But I can honestly tell you that if I have lied to you,
it was for a good reason.
Blatantly, for like, and even if it was just tiny or minuscule or something, if I've lied to you recently, it's only, how do I put this? It was because I've done some underhanded shit before, and in order to maintain that, every now and then there's a little white cat lie to keep it going.
I get that.
But that's it.
So my question to you is...
It's a lot of questions. Like,
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry. No, it's okay.
Ask me your question, baby.
I just have one more question.
Please do.
Okay. Gotta get up. So, I would like to know, and I'm trying to find a way to word it.
Take your time.
There are times where my husband misleads me.
Absolutely.
Or leaves out information.
Absolutely.
Or just sends me in a certain direction, knowing damn well that is not the original. And I accept that. That's fine. Sometimes I'm aware and I just don't say anything.
Really?
And sometimes I'm really just not aware, you know? And I don't want you to know, for the times that I am aware and I don't say anything, even if in my mind I'm like, oh, sorry to me, you said it, so it's true. So I go with it. Everything is everything, you know? There's nothing to gain by, you know, being an investigator. You know what I mean? So, my question is, why, for certain things, why do you feel the need to mislead me or to come up with this like elaborate scheme or something like that?
My schemes aren't elaborate anymore.
Okay, but they're elaborate in the sense where it's like you will just mislead me for no real reason when you could have just said, hey, this is a thing. And instead you'll go like this whole roundabout.
I need you to give me an example.
I can't. I can't.
I don't think I do that.
You do.
I don't think I purpose. How can I mislead Asia today?
No, not in a bad way. Just like, okay, the thing you're talking about Saturday, like that kind of thing, you know, where it wasn't necessary, but you did it anyway.
Understand that
I'm gonna sit up.
That's fine.
But I understand that you're here, so
understand that I'll sit up.
No, you don't have to sit up.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
When it comes here.
Okay. Sorry.
Yay. I take it back to the company that I worked for prior, and we were robbing them blind. Understand that the first 3 or 4 times, heart would race, we'd get nervous. I'm looking around, there's a bead of sweat. I'm like, oh, this might not work. You know, the phone would ring and it would be corporate, and I'd be like, oh my God, they know, they're on to me. After a while, I got so good at it. Like, there was no level of concern. There was no worry, no anxiety. This is just what I do. This is just part of the day. Mm-hmm. I go to work and I clean out the register. Like,
it's terrible.
Ridiculously. Like, oh my God. I would forget to pick up my check. Like, so when I say that, I say it so you know that if there is a time, and if there are times where I have to lie to you to maintain a lie that I've already told you, or if there's something that I don't want you to know and I have to, like, I'll hit you with something randomly. Like, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Like, when I used to do this a lot at DSP, couldn't do it at G4S very much. But if I knew I was going to call off a day, if I'm going to call off on Thursday, then Sunday I go into the office. What's wrong? Oh, I'm fine. Oh, you sure, Harry? Yeah, I'm good. Then on Monday, I show up and I would have water on my forehead. Hey, you okay? You sweat? No, man. I'm fine. It's like all of these little things are just leading up to me saying, hey, I'm not feeling the best. I'm not going to be able to make it in. And they go, oh, man, well, you know, you looked pretty rough all week. Get better. And I go, oh, yes. Or I post on Facebook. I would add people who I worked with. So I'm, feeling sick. Feel terrible. Those kind of things. It's like I would do those. Mm-hmm. You know, if I have to tell a little white lie just to keep everything going, then I will.
Okay. But what I'm asking is, and I hear you completely, I want you to know that, but I noticed that sometimes it's not so much you keeping up with a lie you've already told and you just
leading me a certain way. Just, I don't know if it's out of habit or what. And I always go with it because it's like, again, for me, your word is law. And it's like, that's why every blue moon, I'm like, that seems a little weird, but okay. And I'll go with it. And I don't dwell on anything like that because I don't believe in, oh, my husband's lying to me. Why would he do this? There must be more to the story. Even if there is more to the story, I just always accept that if you did tell me a lie, you had a good reason for it. But there's a difference between those times and then the times where I feel as though you will you'll start. I don't want to give you away, but it's like,
hey, look,
it's
talking.
like sometimes with certain lies, it won't just be a flat out lie. It'll be a build up for the lie. And then once you get, and I don't want to say lie because at that point it's not a lie yet because I don't know. So it'll be like a build up to what you want to say. And then you'll get there. And then you will play it in such a way where you'll have me questioning things too. I'm like, that is weird. Because the end result is going to be me siding with you and saying, oh yeah, you must be right. And
I'm going to need an example because none of that sounds familiar to me.
I can't do that. I'm sorry. But
okay,
I will say that it happens not very often, but it happened recently. And like, I just felt like at the end when I really sat back and thought about it, I was like, there was in my mind, and again, maybe I'm just not privy to a lot of it. That's probably the case. But in my mind, I felt as though there was no need to go that route instead of just saying, hey, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I feel like in that sense, sometimes you do it out of habit as opposed to having like this like whole reason, or scheme.
Okay. You want to know my reasoning?
Mm-hmm.
My reasoning is this. And even though you didn't give me an example, I'm going to explain to you why things like that might happen. I can't tell you the last time it did.
Okay.
You seem to have one on your mind. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
At the root of it, it needs to be your choice. So for me to walk in a room and say, yep, this is what's going to happen. Here's what we're doing. You're going to go with it.
Okay, what about in a situation in which you already know that I was going to do that, but your reasoning, like you find a weird way to go about doing the thing that I was already down for doing?
Because I need to give you the choice to say no.
But you could just say, hey, this is what's available. Yes or no?
Okay, but not to overcomplicate it or anything. And I feel like every time
you want it to be my choice, but you want it to be the choice you want it to be?
Like,
kind of.
I don't want to keep telling stories to explain things, but it's just so I was very insecure when I was a kid. And even in high school. So if there was a girl I liked, it was important to me that she tried to kiss me first. Because if I lean in to try to kiss you, you might kiss me back. It might just be out of habit because that's what people do. It's polite. Maybe you want it to. Maybe you feel sorry for me. Whatever your excuse is, I needed it to be your idea to kiss me first. So I spent a lot of time not making the first move. The same can be said here for you. What I'll do is I don't want to say paint a picture or
You'll
give you
everything
or I'll things will already be a certain way, but in order to get you to do the thing that I already knew you were gonna do, because I could just say, hey, there's a thing going on, and you'll be like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm down. But if I give you all this extra shit, and then you go, that still sounds fucking good, let's go. I know you're doing it because you want to do it, and not just because I suggested, because you're guilty. If I say it, I guess that's what we're doing now. That'll be fun. I want to know it's what you want.
Now, what about, let's take that same situation, but let's change one thing. Let's change whether or not I'm interested and you being concerned on whether or not I'm going to be interested, with you already knowing that I will be interested automatically, no doubt about it. But your excuse, I'm trying to be so cryptic right now. The question is, it's something that you want.
Look who I've...
There is something that you want.
Mm-hmm. Boobs.
There's something that you want that you know I already want, but you still do this run around thing. And I don't understand why. Because if you know I want it, and you know you want it, and I know you want it, then why not just say, this is what I want. Let's do this thing that I know we both want to do. Or say, hey, babe, I'm kind of want to do this. You want to get down with me? And I'll say yes.
It gives me great pleasure for you to come and ask me, hey, you want to do this thing? Knowing damn well it's exactly the thing that I want to do.
What about if it's a thing that is not always available to us?
Look.
But you also know that I'm down, and I know that you're down.
To answer your question as completely as I can. Well, aw, hey, baby. There may be times when I give you unnecessary rigmarole, and you're probably already gonna agree to whatever it is. But as much as it is my detriment and my curse, it is my gift. I know how to tell a story.
That you do.
That's at the end of the day, I just like to tell a good story.
You do tell a good story.
If me giving you unnecessary rigmarole and all that extra bullshit enhances the story or takes the story in a direction that I want it to go,
or makes the thing itself more special or and taboo.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I accept that. When you say it that way, not that I didn't accept your other answers, but I think you
almost popped out there.
Gosh. I think you understand what I'm saying in a nutshell, and I completely accept when I look at it that way. My husband is a writer. My husband tells stories. My husband tells good stories.
I can